Well, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back along to another episode of A Dairyman's Diary. My name is Frank, and today you join me. We have just been down at the dairy, actually. Reason we are here, we've been negotiating our new contracts. New milk contract was coming to an end, so we had to come down here and just have a discussion to see what was going to be on the table for the next contract. And I am delighted to be able to say that the next contract is frankly outstanding. I have never had anything quite as good as this. I never expected or never ever thought that would happen. But we are, to give you an idea, currently because we were selling direct here, our original price was in the region of around about 35 pence a litre, which was good. Don't get me wrong, that was a very good price for current markets. Now, this particular dairy, they supply a lot of different manufacturers with milk and dairy products. And they have clearly got a couple of big contracts in, which means for the foreseeable, for the next few months at the very minimum, they said that they'll be working on giving me a 6-month quota, which could well be extended to an 18-month, can you believe, after that. But the 6-month quota they want to use is going to be for a 20 pence a pint improvement, which is something I'm still trying to get my head around. That's going to be a gain of 20 pence for every pint of milk I produce. It's going to be 20 pence extra, which is something that is incredible. 55 pence a pint is something that I haven't had in an awful long time. And it is frankly incredible for the amount of milk that we produce at the moment. That really does mean it significantly boosts up what is possible for us, really. And if we can get that locked in for 6 months, and then hey, let alone if we can get it locked in for the next 24 months all in total, that's going to be frankly outstanding. Really will be. So very much looking forward to seeing that. I've initially signed up to terms of that deal right now, but we're waiting to see, waiting for the offer to come through properly so we can get that all signed up and make it legally binding. Now we're actually heading back down to the chicken yard today. Because we have we have our chickens, we have some chickens at least, we don't have all of them. Turn off that, there we go. So we're going to go and have a look at those guys. We're also going to be doing some field work down there. We finished baling our oats the other day there. That oat straw baled up very nicely indeed, so that's all looking good. We don't need to worry about that. At some stage we're going to look to get that all baled up, all stacked up, but that's not really a huge issue of mine right now. I want to get this groundwork down on the ploughed field so we can get that actually drilled and get that all in and established. And then I'm in two minds at the moment, to be honest. Half of me thinks I should put that into grass seed again, and the other half of me thinks I should put that one into some barley so we can get some straw down here, which I think wouldn't be the worst idea in the world, if I'm honest. Certainly allow us to, well, you know, just to kind of have straw down here if we ever need it, but also we've got big sheds down here now that we can stack it in. The yard down here is looking fantastic. It really has changed, looking much better. So we're gonna have a look in that one as well. Show you what's new, really. But the John Deere's down here. I brought this down last night. We are going to be trying to shift the combine to do some more harvesting today, but it's not quite ready yet. The field, that is. So we're gonna wait on a little bit longer. The dry stone wall is finished. As you can see, he's put this great, lovely looking wall in over here. Let's just stop this here. There we go. Look at this for a bit of brick wall, huh? Isn't that fantastic? But yeah, so that is in. Still need to get rid of these builders' cabins, but they're coming soon. And yeah, so as we look around here, we've even got, I've been putting a bit of fencing in where I can. I've got some people to help out who I know to do a bit of fencing contract work for us. So as you can see, we've got a nice long fence all the way along here. This is not necessarily to keep the hens in, it's to keep any other livestock out, really. So the idea being that the rest of this is likely going to get grazed at some point. We may mow it all down as well, just to reseed over the top to get rid of all these weeds. But yeah, that's something that might have to happen sooner rather than later. But yeah, we've got a nice big thick long fence line in here, and then it's all looking very good actually. Chickens are kind of, we've got in the region of what did I say we had? Right now we've got around about 200 chickens. It's not an awful lot. We are expecting to try and get closer to 1,000. So we'll see how that progression goes. But yeah, they're in just kind of getting bedded in there. We're told this best way to do it really, so bring them in kind of slowly and gradually and get them all bedded in. Let's pull that out of the way there, like so. Fantastic. Lovely, lovely handcrafted gates there, I must say. And that allows us to get a little bit of a stackyard here, really. Allows us to kind of have a little bit of an area to use. Bought some new fabricated shelving units as well to get those in. They're looking great. So ultimately, yeah, very happy with how this yard's come in. And as you can see, we do have a lot of storage space here. So with all the land that we have down here, it seems to me to make sense that we should put some winter barley into the ground here and make the most of that. We'll use the barley seed as well if we have that down here. That can stay and be used, put into a mill, made into chicken feed. Again, kind of makes sense. So that's what I'm thinking. And that's how it's going to be looking as we progress, at least. And now if I just come back over here. And if we just have a quick peek through the window here, do we see, are there any chickens? Yes. They're in there somewhere. There they are. Just happy kind of pecking around. Good. I still need to take this trailer back actually, which we might look to do in the future here somewhere. But for now, for today, for a little bit of today at least, we're going to try and get ourselves into that field that we ploughed over not so long ago. I want to knock the top off that, like I say. So we're just going to jump into our John Deere and let's fire up there, and we're going to have a look to see what trouble we can get into. Get ourselves out of there like so. We're going to work this down here. These are 4 meter kind of just basic discs really. They'll do the job that we need there. We're just going to break it up a little bit there. It's been worked over for a while. Any of the grass trash that was on the kind of still sticking through has been taken care of for the most part there, so that's looking good. Oh, that's it, obviously. And yeah, we just will work this down now. I think the more and more I think about it, we'll put barley into this. The next bit of land that we need to fence off actually and split into different fields there will be mowed down, topped off, and then we'll reseed it as well. I think then I'll make it, get rid of all these weeds, but also just gives it a better looking field. Okay, so stop there. Ooh, that's enough. Okay, so we've got quite a heap of muck in here as well actually. Something that at some stage we'll get to spread, probably on the stubble of the next crop actually. I think that would be a wise move. And yeah, if we can get that all done, then that'll be ideal. But for now, yeah, what really we need to do is just kind of get some groundwork in whilst we get the opportunity to. Oh, we have hay that's still drying out nicely and is in need of being baled in the next couple of days. And then on top of that as well, we've got a little bit of contract work coming in for some slurry spreading as well. So we'll be on to that in the next day or two, I think. So a lot to do. Now on the hydraulics here, I'm just going to fold down the discs. There we go. Like so. And then we'll start over here. I'm thinking in this corner as well, we're going to plant up a little bit of a like a tree kind of corner, or make this to a bird feed area, game cover crop maybe as well. The main reason for that is it's just not very useful. Small chunk of land there. It does well for our farm stewardship schemes as well if we put a wild bird seed in there, maybe put a few trees, some hedge lines in, that kind of thing really does look good. Alright, and away we go. So we'll move on over. We'll try and fly through this field as quickly as possible. Shouldn't take us too long to do, I wouldn't have thought. We're working at about 4 meters wide here. Just aiming to kind of knock the top off there a little bit, which it looks like we're doing. And then before you know it, we'll be all done and dusted and back on to shift the combine later on down the line, I think. This is why I do like keeping this John Deere around. Has a lot of grunt, easily handles anything we throw at it in terms of our groundwork. With ease, to be honest, there as well, absolute ease. I am actually off to look at another tractor tomorrow. Now it's not another one to keep to the additional fleet, it's to replace one of the members of the fleet. And it could be quite a nice surprise. I think I am a bit reluctant to get rid of the tractor in question, but to be honest I think we've got to. It's just starting to show signs of its age, and it's starting to show signs of not performing very well. not performing very well. So we need to kind of think about what that looks like and how we can replace that out before it gets too late, really. So I am, of course, talking about the 7740. It is a fan favorite amongst many of you, but it is something that it hasn't been used a lot. It's currently been featured on the rake for when we get into the hay there, and it barely does that. The reason it stays on there at the moment is because it doesn't require much work, and unfortunately I need my tractors to be functioning. That one has been developing a bit of a gearbox issue for a while now, and I'm just a little bit fearful that when that starts to kick in, well, big plane over there, if that gearbox issue really does kick in there, that's going to be a lot of money to try and look into replacing and overhauling. And at the moment, I just really don't have the funds to focus on doing such a thing, so that's what we have to think about there. But yeah, I'm going to keep the tractor we're looking at as a surprise for right now. We'll see how it all comes together, and I will let you know in due course. For now, though, we're going to keep rattling on with this, and then we'll get this done. Alright folks, welcome back along. We're kind of getting through most of this, the big body of work. We're, yeah, like I say, we've got the headlands to do for the most part here, and then this little bit here. So that's exactly what we're going to jump on. Just kind of been keeping the headlands all tidy as I've been going, so we'll just spin it up here now, and we're good to go. Beautiful. It's worked on quite nicely actually. It's really starting to take the top off it and level out all the lumps a bit, so we can probably bring the drill straight into here and we won't have any problems, I shouldn't have thought, which is exactly what we want really. Nice and easy. Always wins the race. I keep thinking, I don't have GPS on this, I keep thinking that I'm wider than I am. I've only got 4 meters behind me, so it's not quite as big a machine as one might think. But other than that, yeah, we're making good progress here. The tractor's been singing along as you would expect, without any complaints there really, so that's always good news. We'll get this little chunk finished up in the corner here. There's probably a few more rows that we need to do, and then we're going to move the combine, or I'm going to drive the combine over to the next field there. We might just shift the header trailer over first actually. That makes sense to me. There we go. Now, it doesn't matter if we miss bits here, particularly because we are going to be coming in with the combination drill anyway. So it will kind of get most of those bits that should we miss any, so I'm not all that concerned as far as that's in that regard. But yeah, other than that, we're moving along very nicely indeed. I've been speaking to a few people whilst we've been away on the phone about to see if anyone else is getting these milk prices, and it does seem like there's a bit of a demand at the moment, so milk prices are on the up and up, which is fantastic news. I do additionally elsewhere as well, I've got TB test has been confirmed for 3 weeks time, so that's frustrating in one respect because it's just going to linger on the back of my mind now for the foreseeable few months there until we're able to actually make an inroad on that, so we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, that's never a good time of year, never enjoy that, but we'll see how that all goes. The last one was successful, we passed that, which is always good. And I'm hoping that this will very much be of the same line as well. Excellent, and away we go. So because we don't do a great deal of serial work, we don't really focus on any special techniques in terms of our harvest or our establishment. There's a lot of farmers in the area that do focus on things such as cover crops and direct drilling, minimum tillage. We do not. I currently plant in the region of about 200 acres myself. And for me to look into that, the cost of the establishment, and the integration of the new equipment to do so, because my drill is a conventional combination drill, would not be able to do it, is too great for my output, so it's definitely not worth doing. Now, should I ever venture into being a contractor, then of course that's something that I could definitely look into, but I have no inclination to do that other than this slurry work that we're currently doing. So someone else can take on that mantle, and that can be their job, I think. That'd be the best way to go. Yeah, I mean, I'm very impressed with it, don't get me wrong, but the cost of implementation for a small scale arable farmer such as myself really isn't worth it, sadly. Alright, no, around the corner we go. Perfect. I'll get this all buttoned up here. We're going to leave the John Deere down here for tonight. We're just going to take the take back the pickup, and we'll put the header trailer into the back of the pickup and throw that around the corner. I should think that should do it perfectly. And then from there we'll look to move along and let's say we'll rumble the combine to the next location, and then, well, we might get a start tonight. We might have to just leave it until tomorrow. We'll have to wait and see. Never say never. That fence wasn't it 90 degrees to the road, but it's gone in well. I'm happy with how that's looking. Toying with the idea of getting some plants, some hedge plants to put into there. Start a hedgerow off. We might well do that because again, something that does look very good from our single farm payment scheme that we are enrolled in. Where possible, if it means we get more money is always better. Take this square off here and then we'll get out of here. So yeah, this will look to get kind of drilled in probably a couple of weeks time, at which stage it'll have plenty of time to get established and it'll be looking great actually. Looking forward to getting this one in. Excellent stuff. Alright then, we'll just about leave that there. The rest of it will catch when we come to do the actually do the drilling as well, I think. So just go check everything over here and we'll get ourselves back onto the road. Okay, we'll just shut the gate and we can get out of here. I think everything is looking good from this perspective. In. Okay, and off we go. There we go, into top gear and off we head. So we're just going to cruise around the corner. I do love the rumble of this straight pipe though. It does sound fantastically rough. Okay, we do need to look into sorting out this corner as well. The hardcore in here isn't great, I must say. But that's something for another day. Well, turn off the beacons, turn off the engine. Happy days. Excellent. So, like I say, we're going to make our way up to the combine. It's getting a little bit late now. It's about 4:35 o'clock in the afternoon. So, exactly how much combining will get done? Probably not a lot. But what we do know is that we'll be ready to rock and roll with it tomorrow, which is always good. I must ring up my buddy to get him to come and shift that, or see when he wants his lower loader back. Need to take that back to him pretty soon. For now, though, we will likely leave it here and leave as we started in the seat of the pickup truck. Good news is with the house as well back there, we have got our planning permission, so we are good to go. That's going to start. I don't know when it's going to start, but it'll start hopefully sooner rather than later. So watch this space for that one. For now, though, like I say, we're going to leave it here. I have been Frank, your humble host. I do hope you have enjoyed. If you have, as always, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to Simulation for the Nation, who always very generously and kindly agrees to host everything. We will see you in the next one. So until then, have yourself a wonderful rest of your day. We will be back later in the week. Enjoy what you're doing as always, but most importantly, happy farming.